It's a BumbleKast Mini, sponsored by our YouTube Super Chats.
All right, here's this one from All Peachy to start us off. The Sonicast has lunch at a Mexican restaurant. Who orders what, and who ends up ordering chicken nuggets and fries? We have to know so we can point and laugh. Oh, that's not very nice.
I'm going to have to show my ignorance here. I'm not really big into Mexican cuisine.
I know you are a Southern boy.
I don't really know what's typically on the menu. So, Kyle, you have more experience than I. Do you have any insights?
Are you familiar with the terms known as burritos and tacos? And
yes, I think I've heard of these archaic terms.
And enchiladas and yeah. You've been to Taco Bell, right?
No.
Really? Never?
Never.
Wow. That's like the only Mexican food that exists in your part of the world.
Yeah, well, it might explain why I never went there.
Yeah, okay, well. Well, all right. Well, I don't know what I was expecting. I guess I should have expected that I'd be the one who would have to answer this question. Let's see. Who ends up ordering chicken nuggets and fries? I imagine that would be Knuckles. I don't know why. I don't know why Knuckles strikes me as that kind of guy. But, like, he seems like the one who would just be, like, completely lost on all this weird stuff. What is this? I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of Boom Knuckles specifically. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm thinking of canon Modern Knuckles or Boom Knuckles. I think the answer is both. But, Do you think Knuckles would be that way, Ian? That's how I imagine, but...
I can see Modern Knuckles not really caring so long as it smells and it tastes good.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's got to forage for everything off of Angel Island.
Yeah.
Cooked food has to be nice in some degree.
I'm trying to think of who's a picky eater.
I would imagine that Amy demands Pico Pico de Gallo.
See, you know a few things. You know a few things.
Just enough to make dad jokes.
Good. Yes. Let's see. I mean, Sonic seems like a simple guy. He'll probably just get some tacos.
He's a world traveler. He'll sample anything.
Yeah, it's true. But something, quick and easy, like a taco. Pick it up and go. I mean, he eats tacos made of bread, hot dog, and chili already. So what's the difference? Swap out the ingredients, and you got the same thing. Yeah, I guess. I mean, Amy would probably try anything, really.
You know who else might do the nuggets and fries? Much to her chagrin, would be Blaze, because she canonically can't do anything remotely spicy.
Well, I mean, tacos are not spicy. Bean burritos are not spicy. Bean and cheese is not spicy.
I'm taking this as my level of spice, Kyle. As in, pepper is a bit zippy.
Are you saying that? Are you saying you could not eat refried beans on a tortilla with cheese on top? Not spicy anything, just regular boring.
All I'm saying is when we went to that restaurant when we were visiting you.
Yeah, I know.
The air was spicy. So I figure if that's
okay,
like the upper limit, if that's the threshold, then Blaze and I can be sitting over there enjoying our nuggies.
Okay.
Being laughed at.
I'm sorry.
We've earned it, but
I wasn't laughing. I actually felt kind of bad because you didn't say anything. You're like, oh, I'm not a big fan. You didn't say you weren't a big fan of Mexican food. I didn't think about it.
We wasn't going to cause a scene. We were guests in your town. And you're like, hey, let's go to this place. I love this place. Like, okay, what is on this menu that I can, not embarrass myself with?
It's all good, man. You should have said something. Oh, well, now I know better. That's okay. There's other places.
Oh, this Spanish. Why did I not do this very well in high school?
Spicy air. That is pretty funny. I've never even thought that in any place I've ever been. So, but yes, I see. I know. I understand what you mean.
I'm not saying that, it's bad in any way. It smelled fantastic. It's just I knew that me and whatever I was going to consume were going to have a fight. So
yeah. Well. Well, then next time we'll go for something less
adventurous,
less south of the border, I suppose. That's really hard to do around here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, maybe I'll just go outside and eat a leaf or something. Is your friend crawling around eating the lawn? Just trust me, it's the easiest he can get away with.
It's better if you just don't question it. Not that there's much lawn around here to eat, but still.
This is true. Yeah. Fine, raw scorpions it is.
Okay. Those might be real spicy. All right. Well, I didn't answer this question very well, but I don't really have any answers for you other than what I gave you. So if you have any more ideas, if you have any thoughts, down in the comments, put them down there. Here's one from El Technopada. I saw this on Twitter and I need confirmation. You said that an Archie revival is not off the table. Is that true?
That is inaccurate, and it drives me up the wall. IDW has a history of reviving old comic runs and reviving them to some degree or collecting them. And I would imagine the post-reboot stuff would be much easier to negotiate. So in a perfect world, there is a not impossible scenario where we would maybe get to see the road up to 300 and wrap that up. Maybe one day, but do not hold your breath waiting for it. This is not a knowing smile. This is not something I've been told is being considered or is in the works. It's just from my understanding, it's not totally impossible. That does not mean it's happening or if it's even being considered. It's just not entirely implausible.
Well,
I really should stop having any hope and just, be mean and say Archie is done, because it is. Archie Sonic is done. And unless something miraculous happens,
I was going to say
it ain't coming back.
A literal miracle is what it would take.
Yeah.
I mean, it's highly, highly, highly unlikely. So do not cut this out of context and share it around with your friends, by the way.
Yeah, pre-reboot, absolutely not. There is no way that's going to ever see the light of day again.
No. That's not coming back for sure. But, yeah. All right. Well, on that note, here's a question from Fox Guy. Is Fang more of a brawler or gun kata kind of guy? You can answer with Whisper, too, if you want.
I would be more inclined to say gun kata, but he's more of a indirect combatant. He's not going to get his hands dirty if he doesn't have to. He's tricks and traps and devices and gizmos, and he's Wile E. Coyote when you get down to it.
Yeah. What about, let's see, what about Whisper?
Whisper? She'll use whatever she has on hand. If she does not have anything on hand, she will use hand. It's, whatever gets the job done.
She will throw hands. Literally, if she has to. Literally take hands and throw them at you. Here is a question from Happy LGPK. Is there going to be a crossover for Sonic the Hedgehog and Sonic Prime in the comics? 9 is a seriously dark version of Tails.
None that I'm aware of.
Okay. That sounds like a hashtag knowing smile to me. No, I'm kidding. It doesn't. There is no.
Don't put hashtags in my mouth.
No. Here's a question
Hash browns, yes.
It's about the spiciest thing you can eat.
As long as it's frozen. Don't put it in anything hot.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
You don't want it cooked. No.
No, I need that tooth-shattering crunch.
I mean, I'm the one who eats ice.
Hashtag toothless smile.
Here's a question from Heroes Squad. Do any of the 3D Blast bosses have official names?
I think so. And they would be in the Sonic Encyclopedia, which I do not immediately have on hand, so I can't crack it open and reference it. But if you do, give it a look-see. I'm pretty sure we gave them names if they didn't already have names.
Mm-hmm. And here's a question from JJ Slider. In Sonic Riders, Babylon Garden is stated to have a warp drive. Is this more similar to the hyperspace from Star Wars or the warp drive in Star Trek where the ship still moves in traditional space?
I don't know. I would assume it's maybe closer to Star Wars, because I'm pretty sure that Babylon Garden used a black hole drive to warp, which is kind of more like wormhole stuff, which I guess is closer to hyperspace.
Mm-hmm.
But I am not nerdy enough to be able to make the distinction right now.
I kind of like the Star Trek version of it, just because it's kind of funny that, you know, you can still walk around and just do normal stuff while you're in hyperspace, while you're warping. It's just kind of like, yeah, it's kind of silly, but makes some sense, I suppose. Here's one from Joe M. Why doesn't Eggman laugh like Santa Claus anymore?
All depends on the situation. If we had an incredibly dramatic and threatening scene, and then he burst into the and that kind of kills the mood. You need it for more of the goofy moments.
Which for Eggman is like almost every moment, but still, you know, yeah. Well, you just need to hurry up and do a remake of the Sonic Blast Christmas special, Ian. That's really what it comes down to. You just need to have Eggman try to become Santa, steal all the presents, and then at the end his heart grows 3 sizes. Wait, no, never mind. He doesn't have a heart. Here's a question from Lord Van Oscaro. Cubot, Dingo, Grounder, and Iblis are playing mini-golf while the Smarties plot against Sonic. Are there any shenanigans, or do they play a surprisingly clean game?
I don't know if the 3 of them, Iblis aside, would have enough brain capacity to understand mini golf.
They don't even know what they're doing. They're just doing it.
So once you put the ball in the hole, then what? Is the game done? I don't think so. There's like 17 more holes. How many? 17. Well, it's a 1 and a 7, ain't it? And then meanwhile, Iblis is just burning everything in its path.
I don't even know how Iblis got here.
I finally found it. The Iblis putter.
No. Oi.
Yeah, Dingo, I don't think you're supposed to drink that water. It's very blue.
No. Don't do that. Please don't do that. This question is horrible. I love it. Thank you, Lord Van Oscaro.
Nobody can get it past the windmill blades, and they go just straight up football tackles the entire windmill.
Nah, they destroy the place like pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm. Not through any maliciousness necessarily, just through their sheer inability to do things right.
Yes, their sheer incompetence eventually will catch up to them very quickly and will not take long. Here's one from Oscar O. the Bearcat. What would be funnier, Rouge being from Moby in France or Moby in Louisiana?
Well, given the complete lack of accent, either.
Nobody in Sonic has an accent aside from Bunny and Antoine, who are not really part of the main cast at this point.
Marine.
So. Okay. Well, she's off in another dimension. Like, they barely ever see her.
She's the only one in that dimension with that accent.
And she's the only one in any dimension with any accent. Everyone else sounds like a freaking boring American. I think I can't think of any other accents. Can you?
Not immediately off the top of my head.
No. I think everybody's just got like that plain, boring American, nondescript Midwest accent.
I mean, you could also maybe say Moby in Louisiana for the Baton Rouge joke, but Sonic Prime already beat us to that, so...
Yeah. I mean, Starline is like, he hasn't had an official voice, though, so who knows what he would end up sounding like.
If she was from Moby in France, would that make it Moulin Rouge?
But I think that might be what Oscar was trying to get at. Is it Moulin Rouge or Baton Rouge?
Maybe. Are you setting us up to make bad puns? Because if so, good on you.
If so, thank you. Here's a question from Solaris Stain. The IDW cast gets isekai'd in Among Us. Who would win? And also Starline is there. Does he survive? You're not allowed to use Cream and Big as imposters. Why not?
Boo.
Then, well, come on. Then what? What are we supposed to do, Ian? If they can't be the imposters, what do we do?
Cream calls an emergency meeting. Cheese! Got him!
Cheese is the imposter.
The round hasn't even started, and they start an emergency meeting and all vote Starline out the air like, I wasn't the imposter!
Yeah.
Assuming that they don't maintain any of their actual traits, they're just the little spacemans. Sonic is going to be easy pickings because he doesn't know how to move at a trot. Gotta go faster, can't even do tests, gotta go faster, gotta go run, come on. I mean, if the Twitter takeovers are anything to go by, if Tails is the imposter, they're all doomed.
Yeah. Tails is very sus. Let's see. I don't think Knuckles would understand the game.
Well, I'm supposed to stab people? Why? Because that's your job in the game. Well, it's mean. I don't want to do that. I want to make it a fair fight.
Mm-hmm.
No. Okay, fine. Shadow wouldn't last long either because he wouldn't even try to keep up the charade. He would just go in and start immediately murking people.
Every time Whisper is the imposter, she will win.
Oh, yeah.
You nobody will even suspect her. No matter how many times she wins as the imposter, she will completely skate under the radar.
Tangle's a terrible imposter.
Oh yeah,
she can't keep a poker face when the emergency meeting called. Tangle, were you anywhere near the body? No.
Was it me?
Yes, fine, bet me. I did it. You vent the metal Sonic imposter into the lava planet map, and as he sinks down, there can only be one Sonic.
What about Lanolin?
She would be a pain because she would insist on the buddy system and check-ins, and if we all use this particular scanner, we'll know who the imposter is immediately. Everyone single file right now. We're going to solve this first thing. Kind of breaks the game. God. Lawyers it. No fun.
God, what a stick in the mud.
They vent her the next round. But I wasn't the imposter!
Well, that's why. All right. Let's move on to the next question here from the Drippy Simp. Sonic / Powerpuff Girls crossover. What do?
Oh, have fun. Like, Buttercup takes it as a personal insult that Sonic can run as fast as a super fly around and just dedicates herself to outrunning him. And that's how they're kind of removed from the plot for most of the crossover, is because she's just trying to outrace him and Sonic's having a good old time. And they're distracted from all the other evils going along. Absolute meeting of the mind of Mojo, Jojo, and Eggman.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you gotta have that. Congratulating each other on mechanical design 1 minute and then bickering over application the next minute. They don't even actually get to Menacing Townsville till like the end because they're so back and forth on everything. Tails marveling at the speed of the reconstruction efforts to the city's infrastructure.
Bubbles and cream. Just bubbles.
Having a grand old time.
Just bubbles and cream.
Mm-hmm. Cut away to Big and Fuzzy Lumpkins on a fishing trip. They're not causing any trouble.
Nope. I'm glad Big is there. I mean, he is everywhere, to be fair. So, but still.
Everybody reconvenes when the actual threat of Mephiles and him come to Townsville.
Yeah.
Sonic asks, okay, how do you typically beat these guys? Well, we just beat them up. Works for me. And then just this solid 30 seconds of cartoon violence, and these two incredibly evil beings have been beaten to a pulp. And that's when Eggman and Mojo Jojo show up.
Yeah. Of course. And then you just beat them up.
Oh, no, then the portal opens and everyone goes home and they can't even attack.
Aww. Well.
Except it's Mojo who gets sucked through the portal, setting up the second crossover.
Right, okay. So they go back. Okay.
I wish to return to my home, the home that I am from, the place that I call home, the place I originated from, which is what I call home. You, this portal, I will transport myself across time and space to the place that I call home, which is not here, but the otherwhere.
Mojo Jojo was fun.
He was the best.
Yep. It's a good show. I really should rewatch Powerpuff Girls again one of these days. But yeah, it's a great show. All right, let's move into this question from the Mighty Gabura. Chris Hernandez said that Sonic runs to the Olympics. So are the Olympic Games series canon? Like
to themselves?
Like it runs to the Olympic? Like what? He's chilling out in like, I don't know, Emerald Hill, and he's like, "Oh, it's Olympics time," and then he just runs to the Olympics. Is that what they're saying?
Well, when Sonic has to attend the Olympics, he will run to the Olympics.
Okay. All right.
He's not going to jog. He's not going to drive. He's not going to moonwalk. Well, maybe a little bit. Yeah, he'll run to the Olympics.
Does he carry the torch?
Maybe. I mean, maybe not, because then they wouldn't really need to make it a relay. He'd have it done before the opening ceremonies were ready.
I know.
Okay, we lit the torch. Sonic, stop! No! Standing there in a half-built arena. I'm waiting.
Yeah. You're too fast, Sonic. All right. And our last question on this episode is from Stephen A. What's a question you guys would like to ask Strongbad outside of how do you type with boxing gloves?
I actually sent in a question years ago.
I did too, but I don't remember what it was.
I remember mine because it was so clearly baiting them to do a topic that it's like, nah, I came on too strong. It's better when it's something innocuous and then they get to riff on it.
Mm-hmm.
I questioned why Strong Badia was allowing the King of Town to exist so close to their borders that they should conquer and annex it for the good of Strong Badia.
Holy crap.
Which they could have tons of fun with it, I'm sure. But that is very clearly asking for a cartoon plot. And that's not kosher. That's no good.
Holy crap, I just searched my email and I still have the email I sent.
Oh, wow!
It's terrible. Wow. It's from 2005.
Wow.
Oh, I don't know if I should read this. It's a little, maybe slightly embarrassing.
Yeah, but it's like almost 20 years old.
Yeah. Keep in mind, I wrote this when I was 19, so... Yeah. All right, for posterity, I suppose. This is not what I would ask him now, actually. I have a different question now. But what I asked him then apparently was, Dear Strongbad, have you ever considered setting up your own fast food restaurant franchise? I think it would be pretty sweet to eat at some place like Strongbad's Totally Awesome Food Place. You could serve things like the Double Do Special or even cold ones. I'd go there every day. Jealous because you get all the ladies. Kyle JCRB. That's what
you fell for the same trap.
Yep, I did.
It's too leading.
It is. Yep, it is. It's too much. It's nothing good. It aged very poorly. I mean, it wasn't very good to begin with. So,
And see, here's your problem right here. You have continuity in your email, Kyle.
yeah,
Honestly.
yeah, it's too much.
Continuity.
It's too much. It's
Unlike turbo nerds and WikiLeakers use that sort of thing.
Exactly. It's too much. Oh well. Teenage Kyle. He was dumb. Guess what? So is 38-year-old Kyle. Well, okay, 37. Okay, I'm still 37. I'm not 38, I guess, but whatever. I'm round up. So
what
the
would
question
I ask now?
Yeah, go for it.
I don't know. That's the problem, because anything too mundane will get overlooked, but anything too leading, and then you're just being a tryhard.
I would just ask Strongbad what his favorite video game music is.
Yeah, there you go. And that right there, I'm sure they would riff for a solid 15 minutes on made-up games.
Yep, exactly. That would be...
Like how Videlectrix brought on Limousine, except it's so compressed to fit on a floppy drive. You can't understand a word that's being sung.
No, it came with a cassette tape. You had to play it on the... you had to play it on your... You had to play it on your boombox outside of the game while you were playing the game.
There you go.
That
is exactly right.
And you may laugh, you may think I'm telling a joke, but no, that was a real thing that a lot of games did.
Oh wow. I did not know this.
I'm trying to think of, I think it was the Commodore, was it the Commodore 64 version of Outrun? Sega's classic Outrun. There is music in the game, but it's very minimal and kind of primitive. So I think they just took literally the arcade soundtrack and dumped it on a tape and included it with the game. So you just played the music while on like a boombox externally while you were playing the game. Yeah, it's kind of funny
that's
way.
The exact kind of obscure trivia that they would use too. So they totally would do that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I love that kind of stuff. So it was a good way to get around limitations like that at the time. So,
you know what? My question is, dear Strongbad, can you please answer Kyle's question because it's better?
All right. Well, I guess on that note, then we should go.
Yeah. Thank you to everyone who sent in a super chat during our July live stream. And thank you again for your patience as we caught up with the lingering ones. We will catch you mid-August for yet another live stream for more Q&A. Until then, be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and we will see you next time on the BumbleKast.
Take care.